Why don't we start with the easy ones? Let's do C, so no sharps or flats. When you play, what we want to do, and pay attention here if you're doing something else, stop what you're doing and think about this with me a little bit. So when we learn as a kid, like little kids when they learn piano, they naturally have their fingers in the right position actually. So like they don't have like a lifetime of weird habits and other activities that would kind of change the shape of their hands. What we want is fingers that are round all the time. We do not want to play like this for a bunch of reasons, including tendonitis, carpal tunnel, and being able to play fast. It's impossible to play fast with flat fingers. So we need to kind of train our hands to have a rounded shape on your fingers. But I gotta say, that is not very natural. If you're an adult right away, it won't feel natural because we already have some other habits of how we do with like computer keyboards and things like that. So even if it doesn't feel natural to use your curved fingers right now, force it to have it curved and make sure that your knuckles don't tilt, don't go inwards. You always want your knuckles to go outwards, never inwards. Okay? So let's go ahead and play this, and let's go slow enough so you can really feel the shape of your hands and shape of your fingers, and make sure you keep a good healthy shape of hands here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try not looking at your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So now instead of going straight to the next skill skipping chord, we're going to do the inversions for the chord. So check it out. Here's C in root position, and this is on top of page 24, by the way. When we invert it, we're going to take the bottom note and play it an octave higher. So we still need C, E, and G. They're just in a different order now. Now is E, G, and C. Now we're going to take the bottom note and make it higher by an octave again to get the second inversion. Now instead of C, E, and G, we have G, C, and E. And then let's make it higher by one octave again, by one note again to find the root position again up there. Then we're going to go backwards. Back to first inversion. And back to root position. Same thing with the left hand. The fingering will be a little bit different because it's mirror, right? Our hands are our mirror image. So we have root position. These are the fingers. First inversion. Second inversion. And root position an octave higher. Backwards. G, and for G will feel very similar because there's no black keys, right? 1, 2, scale skipping chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. But don't look at your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. here's G in root position. To invert it, see, I'm keeping the same notes, they're just in different order. Invert one more time to get your root position an octave higher. And backwards, second inversion. And backwards again, first inversion. Now root position. Any questions? Let's move on to the key of D. 1, 2. So actually, before we start, for this one we need a sharp right in the middle, right? So we talked about this last time. Have your hand more into the keys so that you can reach the sharp without having to strain a finger, right? So like be more in the middle of the keys instead of on the tip of the keys. Be in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inversion with the right hand, for instance, your thumb needs to reach the black key, and your thumb is shorter than the other fingers. And I would use finger 2 in the middle here for this inversion, and then invert again, invert again, and backwards, backwards, and back to root position. In left hand, here's root position. First inversion. Again, your pinky short, so you have to be more into the keys. Second inversion. Root position an octave higher. And backwards. But this is supposedly review, right? Because we've done all this before. Let's do A major. A has a black key. My suggestion is that you have the left hand in the middle of the keyboard, because A is kind of low, so when you do it down here, it gets kind of murky, the sound. It's kind of hard to tell the quality by ear. So up here, finger 3 in the middle on the black key. 1, 2, 3, 4. Major, minor, major. Now the inversions for A feel exactly like the inversions for D because there's the black key in the middle, right? So I'm going to let you go through that by yourself at home. We're going to move on to the key of E. So key of E has 2 sharps, F sharp and G sharp. Let's move your hand more into the keys to play that. Get yourself in position. So finger, the second note would be a sharp. The third note would be a sharp, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and do B. B is the trickiest one so far, and it's a new one that we just put the sharps in today on page 32, I believe. 34. No, 32. So we put the sharps there, and there are 3 sharps for that one. So your hand's going to have to be way in there. There's only 2 white keys, B and E. Let's go very slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 2 black keys, right? So some people, for instance, like to play this with finger 1, 2, and 4 here, and that's fine. Or if you want to keep 1, 3, and 5, that's fine as well. Now when we do the inversion, we have thumb, 2, and 5. When we do the inversion again, you could have finger 1, 3, and 5, or 1, 2, and 4 if that feels better. Then invert again and you get to the root position again. Invert backwards. Invert again. And invert again. And for the left hand, 1, 3, and 5, or 1, 2, and 4. 1, 3, and 1, 3, and 5, or 5, 3, and 2. Then you invert. You could be using these fingers here, 3, 2, and 1, or 2, 4, 4, and 1, or even 5, 3, however it feels better there. As long as the B is with the thumb. Then you invert again. 5, 2, and 1 would be good. No other ones actually, unless you want to do 4, 2, and 1, but that's about it. Invert again. And invert backwards. And there you have it. These are all the scale, skip, and chords and inversions you're going to need.